Welcome to my channel, The World Coin. Hello and welcome, coin lovers. This channel is dedicated to the fascinating world of coins from every corner of the globe. From ancient currency to modern mints, rare finds to everyday coins, we explore their history, design, and hidden stories. So subscribe now and join our growing community of coin collectors, history enthusiasts, and curious minds. Here coins top 1 cent. So let's get started. The 2001 Canadian 1 cent coin, commonly referred to as the penny, is a small yet culturally important part of Canada's currency history. Even though it carried the lowest denomination in the country's decimal currency system, it has been a familiar piece in the daily lives of Canadians for over a century. The 2001 issue represents a late chapter in the penny's life, as it was struck only about a decade before the denomination was discontinued entirely in 2013. By 2001, the Royal Canadian Mint had already transitioned to a modern manufacturing process for pennies, using steel cores plated with nickel and copper instead of the solid bronze or copper-plated zinc compositions of earlier years. This change was primarily due to cost efficiency, since the metal in a traditional penny was worth more than the coin's face value. The coin itself is lightweight, reddish-brown in color, and features the classic maple leaf twig design on its reverse, a symbol of Canada's national identity that had been in continuous use on the 1 cent coin since 1937. On its obverse, the coin carries the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, the long-reigning monarch who had appeared on Canadian coinage since her coronation in 1953. The year 2001 was a transitional moment in Canadian history and the global economy. Canada's economy was stable but feeling the ripple effects of globalization, with manufacturing shifting toward efficiency and technology. In coinage, the penny was still widely used in daily transactions, even though its buying power was low. A penny in 2001 could still buy small candies, gum, or be part of small change for vending machines, parking meters, and public telephones. However, public discussions had already started about the practicality of keeping the denomination, as the production cost of the coin was estimated to be around 1.4–1.6 cents each, more than its own value. The Royal Canadian Mint still produced hundreds of millions of pennies annually to meet circulation demand, as businesses, banks, and consumers continued to rely on them for exact cash transactions. The 2001 Canadian penny follows the modern specifications introduced in 2000 when the Mint began striking most 1 cent coins with a multi-ply plated steel composition. Its weight is 2.35 grams, making it lighter than the older 3.24-gram bronze coins. It has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a thickness of around 1.45 millimeters. The shape is round with a plain, smooth edge. The coin's core is made of 94% steel, plated with a thin layer of 1.5% nickel to prevent corrosion, and topped with a final plating of 4.5% copper to give it the traditional reddish-brown appearance. This modern composition is magnetic, unlike the older non-magnetic bronze pennies, meaning a simple magnet test can distinguish the 2001 issue from pre-2000 bronze coins. The minting process was designed for durability and cost-effectiveness, ensuring that each coin could survive many years in circulation without major wear or corrosion damage. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Canadian artist Dora de Pédery-Hunt. This portrait, introduced in 1990, shows the Queen facing right, wearing a royal diadem tiara. The depiction is regal but softened by realistic facial details, reflecting a modernized yet respectful approach to the monarch's image. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Elizabeth II on the left and D.G. Regina on the right, the latter being the Latin abbreviation for Dei Gratia Regina, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen. The Queen's effigy remained unchanged until 2003, when a new portrait by Susanna Blunt replaced it. The 2001 penny, therefore, belongs to the final years of the Dora de Pédery-Hunt design era. The reverse of the coin displays the iconic 2 maple leaves on a twig design, created in 1937 by British artist G.E. Kruger-Gray for the first issue of King George VI pennies. The design has endured for decades because of its simple elegance and symbolic value, representing strength, unity, and the natural beauty of Canada. The inscriptions include 1 cent at the top, the date 2001 at the bottom center, and Canada below the leaves. The maple leaves are sharply detailed with visible veins, and the design has a slight relief raised surface that catches the light when the coin is tilted. The initials, KG, for Kruger-Gray appear near the lower right leaf stem, honoring the original artist. In 2001, pennies were struck at the Royal Canadian Mint's Ottawa facility and possibly supplemented by production at the Winnipeg facility, which specializes in high-volume circulation coins. The minting process began with blank steel planchettes, coin discs that were plated with nickel, then copper. The blanks were fed into high-speed presses that struck both sides of the coin simultaneously under immense pressure, impressing the obverse and reverse designs into the metal. Quality control was strict, and coins with misaligned strikes, incomplete details, or plating flaws were removed from circulation batches. Even so, error coins sometimes escaped into circulation, becoming valuable to collectors. The exact mintage of the 2001 Canadian 1-cent coin exceeded around 1 billion pieces, making it one of the more common issues of the era. These coins were distributed through banks and businesses nationwide, entering circulation quickly due to their role in small change transactions. Alongside regular circulation strikes, the Mint also produced proof coins and specimen strikes for collector sets. Proof coins were made with polished dies and specially prepared planchettes, resulting in mirror-like fields and frosted design elements. Specimen coins, aimed at collectors, had a satin-like finish that distinguished them from regular circulation pieces. Pennies like the 2001 issue were designed to remain in circulation for 20 to 25 years, although many were removed earlier due to loss, damage, or being stored in jars and piggy banks. Over time, the copper plating wears thin, exposing the steel core underneath, which can rust if the nickel layer is compromised. Circulated examples often show scratches, rim dings, and a duller color compared to fresh mint state coins. Uncirculated examples are far scarcer today, as billions of pennies were turned in during the 2013 withdrawal process and melted down. For most collectors, the 2001 penny in circulated condition holds only sentimental or educational value, as it is extremely common. In mint state grades Mississippi 65 or higher, they may sell for $1 $3 to collectors seeking modern Canadian coinage in pristine form. Proof versions from collector sets can be valued at $5 $10 depending on condition and packaging. Certain error varieties such as off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchettes can bring significantly higher prices, sometimes $50 $200, depending on rarity and demand. Some notable error types for 2001 pennies include off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned with the coin's center. Die cracks, raised lines caused by cracks in the die used to strike the coin. Plating blisters, bubbles under the copper plating caused by gas trapped during the minting process. Clipped planchettes, where part of the coin's edge is missing due to a faulty blank punching process. The maple leaf on the 2001 penny represents Canada's unity and natural heritage, a symbol used internationally on the nation's flag, sports uniforms, and official documents. For many Canadians, the penny evokes childhood memories, finding them on sidewalks, using them for school projects, or saving them in jars. Although the denomination was small, it was part of everyday commerce, making it a shared national experience. The 2001 penny belongs to the last decade of Canadian 1-cent coin production. By 2012, the government announced that the penny would be retired due to production costs and inefficiency. On February 4, 2013, pennies officially ceased being distributed, and businesses were encouraged to round cash transactions to the nearest 5 cents. As a result, billions of pennies, including 2001 issues, were withdrawn from circulation and melted down. Today, surviving examples in high grade serve as reminders of a coin that once dominated Canadian pocket change for over 150 years. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A new coin story awaits you every next day.